Hi, everybody. It's Sarah Fancy. I'm going to do a simple tutorial on Spooky2 remote for beginners. So if you're new to Spooky2 and you want to find out how the remote works on the Spooky2 generators, then check it out. All right, so I'm going to show you the remote working theory, the DNA sample, the essential first steps, the setup software and hardware, terrain, which is a 11-day frequency cleanse, detox, mold, and then how to operate the software. Okay, so how does it work? So in these pictures on the right, the top picture is the Spooky2 XM generator. That's their original generator. And then coming out of it is a booster. And then from the booster is the remote box. Okay. And then underneath that image is the Generator X Pro, which is a twin generator. Okay. So it has two generators within it. And then as you can see, it's got two boosters coming out and then two remote boxes. So you can run two remote boxes simultaneously with the Generator X Pro, and that's their latest generator. Yeah. Okay, so healing with frequencies at a distance. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be in another country. You can still receive the frequencies from the remote. All right, so distance doesn't matter. And it's called quantum entanglement. So what that means is when you take a little piece of you, your DNA sample, so that could be a fingernail, and you put it in the remote box, and then you expose it to the frequencies, it's going to affect the larger part of you. The bigger part of you is going to be affected. Okay. That's how it works. Kind of like a hologram, where the little piece holds all the information of the bigger piece. It's pretty simple. All right. So as far as a DNA sample, you can use a fingernail or toenail. You can use blood, buccal skin cells, that's inside the cheek, saliva, hair with the root bulb. But what I suggest is to use a fingernail or a toenail. You only need a tiny piece because it will last longer. The other samples don't only last a few days, and the fingernail will last a month. Some say that it even lasts longer than that, and some have used the same fingernail sample for ages and swear by it. But personally, I replenish every month. That's what I do, and I get good results. Okay. So here you see the remote box, the image of the remote box there at the bottom. And using a fingernail sliver, you place it between two paper stickers and you add a name and date, right? So you want to know when it went in the remote. So you want to know when it's going to expire, and you want to know who does it belong to? So you don't get confused. And the paper stickers, when you buy the generators, if you get the remote with it, it comes with paper stickers, but you can buy them easily. You just don't want to get the plastic stickers. Don't use plastic. And then also, if you don't have any stickers, you can use blue painter tape. Okay, that works as well. So here's the essential first steps. So 3 components. This is what you need to run the remote. You need a computer, laptop, Windows operating system. All right. So Mac users, sorry, you're going to have to learn how to use a Windows like me. It wasn't easy, but I did it. That was probably the most frustrating part of my Spooky2 journey was learning Windows, and I just learned enough to get by. I still don't really know how to use it, but I persevered. So the spooky part is easy, relatively speaking. If you follow the instructions, it's really not that difficult. Anyway, yeah, so a Windows laptop or a desktop. Actually, you can use a Mac, but you have to use the boot camp software on there. And if you're using your Mac for other things, I don't know, it can get really confusing. So I just bought a very cheap Windows laptop on some discount store, and it's perfectly adequate. Also, you don't want the Wi-Fi on. Once you've downloaded the software, turn the Wi-Fi off so that your programs won't get interrupted. All right, so the Spooky2 free software that you can download anytime. You can download it before you get a generator, or you can download it to check it out. There's over 60,000 programs in there. It's quite extensive, and it's free. And then you have the Generator X Pro or the XM generator, and here they are at the bottom. Okay, I already explained about them. Okay, so here's the link to download the Spooky2 software. You can always do a search. How do I find, well, where is the link for the Spooky2 software download or something like that? You'll find it. It's easy to find. Okay, so how you connect the generator to the laptop or computer. The generator must be turned on before booting up the software. So that's where people make mistakes. They haven't turned the generator on. They boot up the software, and then the software is not acknowledging any of the generators. It's because they're not turned on, right? So that's important. Remember to do that. Connecting the booster to the Generator X Pro, output 1 and 2, and plug in remote to the BN. Okay. So actually, I would just plug it into output 1. Okay. And on the Generator X, you have G1 and G2 because it's a twin, like I said. Okay. So if you see that image there, that's how you want to do it. Okay. So pay attention to that image, and that's how it should look. And make sure it's in the BN from the booster. They have little, you'll see it. Each one has a description on it. And then here we have the Generator XM, the booster, and then to the remote. And that's from output 1. All right. Let's go with that. Okay, now we have the remote box. So this is where you place your DNA sample. Okay. You can sort of see there's a sticker in there. And just make sure that the box closes. Don't have the sticker hanging out. And then you'll be fine. Oops. All right, so what is recommended? Spooky recommends doing the 11-day detox with terrain. So it's a preset. It's already designed for you. You don't have to do anything except press the start button, and it's just going to run for 11 days, and then you manually turn it off. So some people use terrain consistently. People that have health issues, right? Like pretty serious health issues, they just keep doing the terrain. This is up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. For me, I do it periodically. So I've probably done 4 terrain cycles, and I've been using it for a year and a half, and I'm probably due for another one. It's a really good cleanse. that's how I knew that there was something to this remote, because my friend did it for me from her Spooky2 Generator X Pro, and I could feel like I was on a cleanse. And after the 11 days, my eyes were really bright. I felt like I did a juice cleanse or something like that. Um, and it's great because it's running remotely. It's good to pay attention to what you're eating, what you're putting in you. You know, obviously, if you're doing a detox, you don't want to pile loads of toxins in your body, right? But it's not about fasting or anything like that. You don't have to do that. Yeah, and just pay attention to how you feel, right? So sometimes when people do it a lot, they get a Hertz reaction, which means that too many toxins at one time have flooded into the system and the person feels really ill. Okay. So you want to try and avoid that. Okay. So this is how you find the 11-day detox with terrain. So you go into the presets here and you're in home, scroll down, you see detox. And then when you click on detox, you choose the terrain program. Okay. And then it's very simple. You go into the control tab, you click on overwrite, choose the generator, which has the remote box that has your sample in it, and then you press start. But I'm going to show you that process at the end. There's also different voltage options for the terrain, which I'm going to show. Some people like to do lower ones for pets. I'm going to show you. So yeah, talking about pets, so terrain can also be used on horses and dogs. I've used it on all my animals. I have 6 horses, 3 dogs, 1 kitty, and they've all been on the terrain at least once. My horses, I think, have done at least 2 cycles. And one of my mares, she's a Mustang, and she had this big old lump on her neck. I mean, it wasn't huge, but wasn't great. And that after 2 terrain cycles, it's gone. That was great. So here's my horse Diva, and then on the right here's my dog Summer. Here we go. So yeah, pets need cleansing too. You can also kill mold with remotes. Okay. So here's a picture of a horrible moldy room. What you do is you want to get a sample of the mold. You wear rubber gloves. You might want to mask up, scrape a little sample, and put it in the stickers, date it, name it and date it, and put it inside the remote. And this is how you do it in the software. Go to the preset tab, home, environmental, and then you choose the mold program in the environmental menu. So here we have it on the right, you see? And then it's basically like a sweep because mold is living, right? So it's going to kill it. And I did it and it worked. I had a little bit of mold in a trailer that I have. And after about 3 days, I noticed it completely died down, didn't smell anymore. I don't know about if you have really chronic mold, you might want to use the plasma for that, but that's another video about the Spooky Central you would need for that. Okay, so we're just talking about the remote box for the Generator X Pro and the Generator XM. So you go from, once you've chosen the mold program, you go into the control tab, you click overwrite, choose generator, which is the generator that has the remote box attached to it, and then you press start. And it's as simple as that. I'm pretty sure that's manual. It stops when you turn it off. So this is an image of what you do. I just told you that. You can also use the blue painter tape. And the remote is called Remote V20. That's the full name of it. All right, so now I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to show you how to do the software. Okay, so I have to get out of it first. All right, here we are. So we're in the Spooky software and we're in the presets, okay? And we're at home. So you click on home. So going down. Let me show you the terrain first. So we're going into detox and we're using remote, okay? Click on remote. So here's all the terrain options. Terrain low power, terrain mercury low power. So what that means, because it does a heavy metal cleanse and it works on removing mercury, if you have mercury fillings, it's not a good idea to do that one because it could dislodge the mercury and then you've got mercury flooding in your system. You don't want that. So there's the where if it says terrain mercury, it means that it doesn't do that. It's not going to pull out any mercury. Okay. If you don't know if you have mercury fillings, you better find out. It's usually older people have them. I had mine removed years ago. Anyway, then you have the terrain non-violent low power. So non-violent means that it's not killing anything because it's going to kill parasites as well in your body. So spooky is all about killing or healing. Are you killing something or are you healing something? All right, so that's the terrain where it's not killing anything. And then if you want to do the regular terrain, which is what I do, okay, you click on terrain with R in the brackets. That means remote. And then the BY or the initials after that is the person who designed the program. So click on this and here it is. Okay, this is it. 11 days. And there's all these segments, right? Remove metals, 2 days of that. Remove chemical materials. Then there's kidney function, cleanse blood, ends up with a lymphatic system. And then here's a description of it on the right. Okay, so remember this is remote. Now, I'm going to go into the control tab. Click on control. Okay, and then you're going to click on overwrite generator, and I'm going to put it into generator 9. And it comes up here. You see that? If you don't see this, if you don't see remove metals there, you did it wrong. You have to go back and do it again. But you'll get the hang of it. It's pretty simple. Because this is all designed for you, you don't have to do any complicated things like changing things or anything like that. And then and then you just press start. And it's going to continually go. Okay. So say like the power goes off and it stops and you are on you are at a certain place in it, you can actually put it in here and start from there. So preset. Okay, you can put whatever preset you're on, like what day you are on. It will say it in here. Look. Okay. So 6-1, 6-2, 7, 8. So you don't have to do the whole thing again. Okay, pretty simple. It's a great thing to do. It's recommended to do that first so that you can clear your body and your organs of anything that might inhibit you receiving frequencies. Okay, You really, really have to drink water, like more than what you normally drink. Drink good quality water, a lot. Like I think they recommend 6 pints and get that down the probably you want to do it before the evening so you're not going to the bathroom all night. And then just notice how you feel. Some people feel more tired, some people feel more energized, some people notice a difference in their digestion, okay, and their sleep patterns, things like that. All right, let's go back to presets. So I just want to show you the terrain low power because it does have options here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0.25 voltage, right? So that's the very weakest one. So maybe you're detoxing your lizard or a bird or something like that, and you want to be really gentle. And so you choose that one. And then there's 0.5, and then 1, and then 2.5. And the regular one, I believe, is 5. So I've used the regular one on my horses. I've used the regular one on my dogs. I used the regular one on my cat. And I monitored them and they were fine. They did have a tendency to drink more water. Make sure that they have water accessible. They also weren't they didn't have anything wrong with them really, right? But if you have an animal that's really sickly, maybe you want to go down with the voltage and pick one of these, right? Less is better to begin with. Okay. So let's go back into here. And now I'm going to show you the mold, right? So I'll show you how to do mold. So let's see. So we're back in the main menu, home, click in environmental, remote. Here we have it here, mold, general purpose. I think that's what I did before. There we go. And then you just go into control. Click on overwrite. And there it is, mold, general purpose. So it says estimated total runtime here, 1.54. That's the cycle. So once it's completed that, it's going to go again, and it's going to go again until you turn it off. Give it a few days. And then put another sample in if you want. Okay, I think I covered everything in there. So I think I covered, oh yeah, let me show you another way that you can use remote. Going back into the home, click on shell empty presets, click on remote. So what do I want to do? I want to do some killing. Okay, I'm going to click that killing one. And then I'm going to go into programs. And here, oops, yeah. Yeah, let's look at teeth. So toothache. Okay, so say that you have toothache, so click on that. So you probably have bacteria in there, right? So you want to kill the bacteria. That's what he's going to do. You can put, a few of programs in here. Dental infection, dental 1, dental 2. Let's put those in there. So now you click on this plus sign, and they have to be in this box. Loaded programs. Make sure they're in there, otherwise they're not going to come up. Okay, so if you make a mistake, you're in control, you don't see them come up, it's probably because you didn't click that box. Now, I want the chain to repeat itself. That means I want it to keep cycling around and again, and then I turn it off manually. So here under options, repeat chain, I put it in 0. Okay, and it's going to repeat itself. Then I go into control, overwrite generator, click on 9. Here it is. killing, toothache, dental, dental. And then you just click on start and that's it. And then it will load and then you're on your way. It's so easy. Um, yeah, like I said before, my biggest issue was using Windows. But the software is pretty easy to use. If you get confused, I am using the 2022 version. All right. I haven't upgraded the version, but I think there's at least one newer one. And there might be some slight differences, right? So if you come into an issue where, well, Sarah said this, right? Just do a search wherever you do your searches online and just put in Spooky2 first, and then your question, whatever it is. Spooky2 loading, the preset or the program or the remote program or something like that. And so much information online about Spooky2. It's a little overwhelming, but if you're specific in your search, you will find what you're looking for. That's what I do that. I do it all the time. Also, there's a Facebook group called Right for Life. It's an excellent resource. If you don't like Facebook, I commiserate, but it's a useful resource. And I think there's close to 80,000 people on that group. And then you can do a search within the group. So you just type in the search box, specific subject you're looking for, and all the posts on that will come up and you'll see what people did or questions they had. And I did that. I learned so much from that. And there's very generous people on there who are experts, like better than me, right? Because I haven't been doing it that long, a year and a half, who know a lot, right? And they're willing to help. So it's wonderful. The other thing that you can do is you can contact Spooky Admin and they will answer questions. They're on China time. So give them 24 hours and they'll get back to you. All right. So I'm going to get out of this. Stop share. I'm going to come back into the presentation because I've got a discount code for you. All right. You can use it. You get 5% off. Using slideshow. All right. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you want to like, that'd be so nice. If you want to subscribe, it'd be great because I'm going to upload all the tutorials that I've done for Spooky2, which is quite a few. This was actually my first one that I did a year ago. And you'll be notified if you click on the notifications. You'll be notified when I do that. And you can find out more about Spooky2 products. So I have this 5% discount coupon for you. It's 0712 Sarah, no H. Okay. You'll get 5% off. It goes till 8/11 per month from then. And then here's the link where you can look at the products. Here's the Generator X Pro kit. This is what I started with. It's great. You get the PMF coil, cold laser, you get the boosters, you get 2 remotes, you get the cylinders, you get the sample digitizer. There's a lot in there. That's a really good kit. Get a lot of use out of that. And then here's the Generator XM, which is the cheaper one. And, you can get going with that like right away. If you get a booster and remote with it, you can do a lot with that too. And then here's the Generator X Pro on its own with 2 remotes, sorry. And lots of other great stuff on there as well. So thank you for listening, and I hope this was useful to you. If you want to reach out to me, I'm at Sarah. No, sorry. I'm at frequenciesup@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook as Sarah Fancy. I'm on Instagram, Sarah Fancy Constellation. And what else? I think that's it. And then this channel. All right, everybody. I'm going to end it now. Thank you for watching.